Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing great. So yesterday, this Heroes Path event started. Well, the Path of Spring. And I did not do a video on it because I figured there was already 5, 6, 7 plus content creators talking about it. And what more could I really bring versus, hey, this is the breakdown, this is what happens. But on stream, people pointed out that I do usually convert the stuff to energy, which most people just look at these shards and say, okay, this is what it's going to cost. This is how many sacreds you're going to have to go for. Basically, if you do 60,000 points divided by 4,500 sacred shards, you're looking at 13 sacred shards. If you did 60,000 points divided by 450, you're looking at 133 ancients. There you go. Now, I did a bit more than that. I went ahead and converted a bunch of stuff to energy, give you guys a breakdown of the dungeon divers plus the shards and whichever one you want to go for. With that said, I also did the points per energy spent in the dungeons and some things to consider. We don't have any good boosted rate events. We also are coming on the end of the fusion. So as far as the extra tournaments, there's not really much. We have Ice Golem, which is good, but there's no like 3x Dragon as far as speed gear, no 3x Fire Knight for Savage, nothing especially exciting. So the dungeons at this point are a little bit less enticing to be farming. Sand Devil and Shogun don't give anything to this either, so we're just going to be looking at regular non-boosted rate events for the dungeons. Ice Golem Peak, Reflex is a good set, but it's honestly not as exciting for me as Cursed or Provoke, especially if you're somebody who doesn't have these two sets for Hydra. But either way, let's take a look at the breakdown and how this is going to be approached. So I have a Photoshop breakdown here. This is the point. This is the map, basically, top to bottom. So up first, we have this blue path. This blue path, if you just go down the right side, pick up the first key, good to go. That's going to cost you 18,000 points. Hopefully you guys can see that fine. 18,000 points. Well, number two. We're going to branch off the blue path. We're going to go pick up this glyph. We're going to pick up the fragments, and then we're going to pick up 2 more keys. This is going to cost you 9,500 points. It's going to get you 2 keys, 25 fragments. You're good to go. Now, this is if you just needed 25 fragments. You could actually stop here, and you don't have to get those keys. Though I'm not doing the fusion. I think you guys have to get at least 50 fragments if you're still going for the fusion and on track with everything. But if you need even more fragments, well, first up, if you need 50, you got to go for this one, which is going to be 50 fragments total. Now, if you only need 25 more, then just come over here. This path will be cheaper, 2,000 plus 4,000. You already have the keys. You just need to get 1 key down there. So you can actually save 1,000 points. So you're looking at just a bit less than that. But if you want to get the 75 fragments, the total points you're looking at is going to be 12,500 going down this path. Now, a lot of people have already done this breakdown probably. I'm not going to get too in the weeds on this. This is a bit complex and kind of weird breakdown of a path. But the next one, the next route to get your final fragment, your final 25 fragments, this little tiny font at the bottom, I typed the text too big and then realized that too late. So the very last one, you're going to have to, of course, go over here, pick up this key, and then come down here and pick up this final fragment. That's going to get you a total of 100 fragments, some good rewards as well, and it's going to put your grand total of points at 57,250 for 100 fragments. That is honestly an incredible deal. As far as what typical fusions and stuff costs, it's 100 fragments, 2 epic champions for 57,000 points. It's a very solid setup. Plus, if you wanted to get the soul, you could. I'm not even mentioning the soul because I don't think a ton of players are going for him. 50,000 points, so basically double the cost for the soul. Maybe it's worth it for you. Souls are great, and there is a point to be made that if you were to get the soul, it should contribute to the Soul Chase tournament as well, which a 5-star soul during this event for a legendary champion is going to give you 450 points, which would have been very close, if not to the Void Shard. It's not quite there, but it's very close. So you could do that. You could get those extra points as well, and it could be worth it for you. But of course, it's not very hard to do that math. You're going to unlock this path anyway, so it's just boom, 50,000 points, and you're done. So if you want to go for that, these are the point breakdowns. For me, what I plan to do, and we'll dive into the extra math behind it, is this. I'm not going for the fusion. I'm going to go down the red path, which is I may get a little bit more ambitious and pick up a few other things. But the things I'm most excited for is this Eternal Soulstone. I'm going to try to, whenever possible, to pick up Eternal Soulstones. They are very valuable, especially during the 2x events like we had a little while ago. They are so good, and I need a lot of high souls. So the Eternal Soulstone is very valuable to me. That is going to be 60,000 points, which, of course, if you're doing all this other stuff, you may not be able to get it. But if you notice, I'm just going for the Eternal Soulstone instead of the 6-star or the 5-star soul there. So something worth considering. And maybe even pick up the avatar frame as well. So you could add the points. You're going to be spending a total of 87,000 basically if you were to do that. So maybe not the worst thing, but it's up to you. So I'm going to pick up the Soulstone. I'm going to pick up these coins. I'm going to pick up a 5-star glyph. The 4-star glyph I'll probably get as well, to be honest. We could go ahead and add some red to this. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's just going to add 2,000 points to this, so 62,250. And you know what? If things get crazy, maybe I just cut over here as well. We'll put this on the, I don't know, green or something to signal that it's a little bit different. Maybe I cut over here, get a 6-star legendary Chaos Ore, go there. Maybe even get both of these, because these are decently valuable, especially the Immortal Soulstones. Those are very good. It just depends on how many points I want to go for. The Mythical Tome, the Chaos Ore, all this stuff at the bottom is very valuable. Even these 20 small essences are actually very valuable as well. But all that is nice and good, right? But you probably already know that stuff. The stuff you may not know is how do the points look when converted over. I've been playing around with some AI this morning, which is actually kind of fun. But actually, before I talk about that, actually, no, we can talk about the AI stuff first. I had it basically give me a breakdown on the stages. I had to go through it a few times, but this is pretty cool. If you just drop the rates in here, you can kind of get these numbers for yourself. Just drop the drop rates, which I went to the Hell Hades stages tool, got the drop rates from there. I typed up the point stuff from here. Actually, no, I copied and pasted this picture in there, and it figured it out pretty easily. So I put that picture in there. I had to manually type the drop rates from the Hell Hades website because that picture, for some reason, wasn't translating well into the AI. So I did figure out the points per energy and the points per run from this, which is very nice. Very easy with the AI stuff there. So on stage 10 hard, you're looking at coins per run being 34.75. This could be Fire Knight, Dragon, Spider, or Ice Golem. Spider being the best for selling your gear for more silver. You could get a ton of silver if you ran stage 20, which is the most efficient. You get a ton of silver, you get some good points done, and you just work towards the events. Picking up silver is always something we need, right? Stage 10 hard is going to be more ideal for players looking to, get the best gear, get some points as well, and just work towards that stuff. If I was doing it, I'd be doing stage 10 hard, probably a Fire Knight, possibly of a different dungeon, but it's completely up to you. You will be getting 1.74 points. Now, stage 24, the reason why I did stage 24 over stage 25 is if we look at the price per run, on hard is 20 per run, and then 25 is also 20 per run. If you can do 25, just jump into hard mode. It's most likely not that difficult. If you're doing stage 25, most dungeons translate into hard mode, no problem. Just come over into hard mode and do stage 1. You instantly get better drop rates because now you're getting a chance at mythical gear. So stage 24 is the highest stage at 18 energy. That's why it's a little bit better than stage 10 hard. But remember, stage 10 hard, you're getting a chance at much better drop rates. So stage 24 is 1.81 energy per coin, coin per energy, 32 coins per run. And then stage 20, of course, stage 20 is always the most efficient. For whatever reason, Plarium likes to make things weird like this. You would think the highest stage would be the best to run, but it's not. So stage 20 is going to give you the most gear, the most points, the most silver. If you just want to do this, my recommendations would be Spider. If you're somebody who's hurting for silver all the time, this is really not a terrible idea. Now, if you were to go for, just say, your 60,000 points or your 57,000, whatever it is, let's say 60,000 points, divide that by your 1.95, you're looking at 30,000 energy. That's a lot of energy, but 30,000 energy, you're selling a lot of the pieces of gear, you're going to get quite a bit of silver. I believe somebody yesterday in my stream said they ran 5,000 energy and got 22 million silver. You're going to walk away with about 132 million silver if you're getting about 4.4 million per 1,000 energy spent. That may be more, maybe less, but you're going to end up somewhere around that number, which could be significant for a lot of you, honestly. That is a lot of energy as well, though. So let's break it down into how much energy you're getting per shard. So this is what I like to do to make it a little bit easier to understand. And hey, is it worth switching gems over to ancient shards? I don't know. So for mystery shards, you're looking at 1.66 energy per mystery shards. This is just based on the energy gain from stage 24. It was the median between stage 10 hard and stage 20. So stage 24, 1.81 energy coin per energy. The shard equivalent is the following: 1.6 for mystery, 248 energy for ancients, 414 for voids, 994 for primals, and then 2488 for sacreds. Now, take this a step further. If you were to purchase one of these shards, expecting that a good deal on energy, in my opinion, is 250 energy per dollar spent, then how much would you be paying for one of these shards to make it worth it for you? This is where it gets interesting. So mystery shards practically free at 1 cent, which we're not really buying mystery shards anyways. Ancient shards, $1 per ancient shard is actually a pretty decent deal during this time. So ancient shards are very, very valuable, which you could tell that by just looking at the point breakdown in the menu. Void shards, a good deal will be 1.66, which is basically unheard of. Primal shards is 3.98, which you can get pretty close to that every now and then. And then sacred shards at 9.95, which is once again basically unheard of. So for me, what I want to do is figure out how can I approach this with the resources I have. I want to save some stuff. So I'm going to see if AI can help me figure this out. How many energy refills do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 energy refills. So 22 times 130, 2860. I'm going to tell DeepSeek to help me figure this out. So this is my issue. I have 2860 energy. How many shards do I have? I don't want to use everything, of course. 2860 energy, 4 sacred shards. I have 52 ancients, 20 primals, 61 voids, and 2169 mystery shards. Now, here's a little bit of an issue I have. This is the breakdown of what I have going on. 2860 energy, 4 sacreds, 52 ancients, 20 primals, 61 voids, and mystery shards. But primals are better during boosted rates. Not now. Voids, I want to save for a guaranteed Lego event. What should I do if I need 60k points, coins? All right, so DeepSeek, tell me what should I do with this situation? Because I don't know. I don't feel like thinking about it. To efficiently reach 60,000 points, prioritize maximizing resource waste. Minimizing resource waste. While accounting for your goals, saving voids for guaranteed, primals for boosted rates. Pretty cool stuff. So calculate coin potential for each resource. I have 4,900 points potential from energy, stage 10 hard, very good. I already told it before I wanted to do stage 10 hard. It's better for in-game players. Mystery shards, I have 6,500. I really don't want to use these, but yeah, I might tell it just save my carpal tunnel and let's not use that. Ancient shards, have a lot of points from those. No restrictions, use freely. Save for boosted rates if possible. Save for guaranteed rates. High value, but use sparingly. So strategy to reach 60,000 points. Use mystery shards. Now, mystery shards are kind of slow and hard to open. Let's cap those at, I don't know, 500. I don't really want to open all of them. It's kind of weird. It's kind of tedious, basically. But I'll do 500 if I need to. Let's see what old DeepSeek has to say. So, optimized plan to reach 60,000 coins. Coin potential from each resource. Let's go ahead and do this again. Honestly, I've been enjoying using this. It's been fun. I don't have to use as much math for my head and like try to figure this out. I just plug everything in, which you do have to be careful. I moved away from ChatGPT because they capped my messages. I was talking back and forth with it, and then we were having a good relationship, I thought, and then it says, we can't message anymore. And I'm like, what in the world? Well, we'll just go over to DeepSeek and see if they can help me out. And they so far have not cut me off. So far, so good. So with this, step by step, 60k coins, use energy. Yeah, let's go use 5 mystery shards, 52 ancients, remaining need, 30,000 points. I got to just pull out thin air. I could use 17 primals or 4 sacreds, okay? Let's see what the final answer is. Okay, farm all 2860 energy, 4,976 coins. Open 500 mystery shards, 1,500 coins. Open all my ancient shards, which are actually looking very good as far as the coins, which, like I said, at $1 per ancient, they're considered a decent value during this event. Now, are they typically? Not really, but if you're somebody needing champions, maybe it could be okay. There's no boosted rates, but we do have the boosted champions, which I'll be talking about in just a minute because there is one specifically I want to go for. By the way, if you unselect this champion, you can actually remove them. If you don't want to have any champion boosted for whatever reason, you can remove them. But open 17 primals, which I don't really want to do that. Why is it saying use sparingly? High summoning value for fusion / clan rewards? No. Let me tell you what's going on. Sacreds, I can use all of them. All right, so let's I don't know why it started getting creative and saying, yeah. Well, let's save those sacreds for the future. It doesn't understand the significance of mythical champions inside of Raid, apparently. But these sacreds will all be used. I'm going to use those during the Heraclites event, which is, I believe, tomorrow. So let's see. Redo my goal setting stuff here and see if we have something a little bit better this time. Step to get 60,000 coins. Total so far, 47,000. Remaining need, okay, 7 primals. All the sacreds, much less primals, that's good. Keeps 13 out of 20 primals for future boosted rates. All right, total coins earned, 60,000. Goal achieved, that's what I love to see. Why this works best. It saves my voids, untouched for guaranteed LEGO events, minimizes primals, only 7 used, keeps 13 for boosted rates, uses sacreds efficiently. The high coin value covers a big chunk of the goal. While they're not, they're not as valuable as ancients necessarily, as far as like you get more ancients for the price per dollar, you do get sacreds for free from the clan ball, so you will have some. Replace 7 primals with extra 1,000 mystery shards. That's actually a really good point. I was actually wanting to know that. What could I do with these primals in a different way? What could I do instead of the primals? Farm 7,000 energy? That's quite a bit. Not recommended. Primal use is optimal here. Okay. Do this. Okay. Spend all my energy, which all this energy, 2860 times 1.74. Let's double check their math. Okay. That's a correct amount of coins. Open 500 mystery shards for 1,500 coins, which it's 3 per mystery, right? Which I may do a bit more. Yes, it is 3 per mystery shard. Very cool stuff there. So 3 per mystery shard. Open 52 ancients, which let's double check to make sure. You always got to double check this AI stuff. So 52 times 450 is 23.4. Yeah, 23.4. We have the 4 sacreds. I'm going to assume everything looks good there. It is just 4,500 times 4, which is 1,800. And then the 7 primals were good. So total is 60,000 points. I still have 13 primals, all my voids, some mystery shards left over as well. If you get extra energy later, farm more to reduce primal usage further. That is an excellent breakdown. So that is going to be what I do. It's going to be right here. I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to open this. This will be my plan. 52 ancients. It'll get me the 60,000 points and 60,250. Very close to that. But if I wanted to add a bit more, I could say, okay, well, let's go ahead and pick up the 6, 7. We have 13, 12, so yeah, 14,000 points. Yeah, 14,000 points there. I could possibly get if I wanted to. Maybe, maybe not. Not really certain at this point. I do want to get this up here, so I'll just add some points. But my main goal is just to get this 60,000. I really want the Eternal Soulstone. That's going to be worth it for me. Opening this stuff for that in return, I really don't see an issue with that. So more Eternals is going to be good. I'm doing all this for an Eternal Soulstone, though. Is that worth it? I could open some Void Shards because I would rather have Voids than Primals. But how many Voids is it per Primal? So I would rather have Primals than Voids. So right now it's basically, okay, like 3 Voids per Primal Shard. Actually quite a bit. So if I needed to open up what? If I needed to open 7, we had 21 Voids. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Maybe just end up going more Mystery Shards, honestly. I may do that because I really want to keep all this as much as I can of the Primals to open them during a boosted rate. To be fair, the ancient... sorry, either way, we're all good. Not going to dive into any more of the math there, but it is worth considering the point breakdown on energy, how the energy works and all this stuff. And hey, take this stuff yourself and just go into ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever AI program you use that is hopefully safe and doesn't cut you off, and just put, okay, this is what you're getting for doing the dungeons. This is the shard. This is the energy equivalent per shard. You have your shards listed. List your shards and say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I have. What can I do from here? So works out good for me. Pretty cool stuff, I think. Very easy, and it gives you a breakdown. Like, you don't have to think about it too much. You don't have to do the math in your head. Very nice. So just take my numbers, throw them in there for yourself. see what it gives for you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully this helps you out. I do want to mention that tomorrow I'll be opening during the Heraclites event. We have a boosted rate for Vizig and Grazer today. Tomorrow we get Heraclites and Necrit, which are amazing champions. And then we have Admiral Black Tusk and Arnorn, which Arnorn is so good. Such a good champion. I would definitely be opening for him on the Void Day if I was going to open Void Shards, though Senna is much more needed than him for me. Black Tusk is very good for faction unity. However, with the Stoneskin stuff, Stoneskin being able to be removed when it's not cast by a Stoneskin set specifically, it being able to be removed so easily is unfortunate. So Admiral Black Tusk, granted, in Dwarf faction unity, there's not really any dwarfs who can remove stuff anyways. So if you're looking for Curse City stuff, he's going to be basically the champion you're using there. But outside that, I'm most excited for Heraclites. I definitely want him. He's also very ideal for the Undead Horde siege. So if you have a good siege team for Undead Horde, he could be fantastic for you. I do have Rhodos plus Siphi. Have a lot of these champions, Fabian as well. So guys, best of luck either way with whatever you decide to do. Thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully this breakdown served you well and you can make something of it. And guys, I will catch you all in the next one.